All right, I'm not a rocket science, but I'm decent. I'm a decent cook, but Brian Gutekunst has to cook up something special this Thursday for the NFL draft for the Packers to be successful in this season. Packers. This is the Green Bay Packers final mock draft from Go Pack Go all day. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, and we'll see how we do this, okay? 7 rounds, mock draft. Let's go fast. Green Bay Packers, and jump and get started, okay? All right. What do the Packers need? They need an edge rusher, corner, wide receiver, defensive tackle, linebacker. Jalen Walker, that would be a great selection there. Jalen Walker. He might be a little bit of an he's an explosive QB spy, a pursuit threat, a capable pull slabber. I don't think the Packers will actually get that guy, honestly. Offensively, there's all kinds of receivers that are out there. Jaden Higgins, Jalen Royals, Trey Harris, corner. Some say the Packers might go out and get Trey Amos. His RAS is an 8.37. Coming from Ole Miss. Or they go out and they get Siobhan Revel. Siobhan Revel, you're coming from East Carolina, not necessarily a cold weather state there. Notre Dame, Benjamin Morrison. Let's just say that the Packers go out and they get James Pierce, who I think is a great selection for the first pick. Edge rusher.
Here's a guy that is starting to figure the game out.
All right. So now the Packers are going to go wide receiver. Jaden Higgins, I think, would be a great selection at the second round. Hopefully he's available at the second round because this guy is 6'4", 214 pounds, a 9.63 RAS. Very similar to a Christian Watson, except this guy, for the most part, catches everything, okay? Brian Gutekunst loves to cook, and oftentimes his drafts are like a box of chocolates, okay? You never know what this guy's going to select. But I think if Jaden Higgins is available in the second round, you jump on that and get that guy. Or you get him in the first round. All right, so the picks so far, James Pierce, the edge rusher, Jaden Higgins, a wide receiver, and then the Packers need to get a corner, linebacker, or defensive tackle, things of that sort. So let's see what they have at cornerback. Dorian Strong seems like a good selection here, coming from Virginia Tech, 8.33 RAS. Some say Kobe Bryant would be good, but he's kind of on the small side, 180 pounds. He'd probably get clobbered. So we're gonna go with Dorian Strong. All right, so now we've got our edge rusher, wide receiver, and cornerback for the Green Bay Packers. Now we need a defensive tackle, linebacker, or anything close to that. Linebacker. Ooh, Stutzman, 9.62 RAS, 6'3". That might be a good selection there, the guy from Oklahoma. Cody Simon of Ohio State. Those guys can handle the cold, but these guys are much bigger. So usually the bigger guys can handle the cold weather regardless. So let's go out and get... I kind of like either of these selections for the most part for linebacker at this point. I don't like California. Don't really like California, but maybe Stutzman. Stutzman might be a good selection. He's got sideline to sideline capability. All right, so we got our edge rusher, wide receiver, corner, and linebacker. Do we need to get a defensive tackle? This draft is very deep on defensive tackles. So if you're building some depth, this might be a great selection here. Get a Notre Dame player. Riley Mills. Let's take that defensive tackle. Okay. And the Packers still have 3 more picks at this point. So once you're in the later rounds, you can, for the most part, try to select an overall selection. You can get another corner, perhaps, from Oregon. An RAS of 3.8 is not very appealing. This guy here, defensive tackle. Do they want to get another defensive tackle? I don't think they're going to go out and get 2 defensive tackles. Maybe they go out and they get another running back to add some competition at the position. Taj Brooks of Texas Tech. Maybe they need another tight end. That could be a possibility. The Packers might need another tight end. They have Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, Ben Sims. So the big question mark are these later rounds. But for the most part, you know, the Packers need an edge rusher, wide receiver, corner, linebacker, defensive tackle. Goody might do some trades here and there. Maybe they go out and they get an offensive tackle to add some depth. Indiana, offensive tackle. Oh, this guy here. How about that guy? Dalton Cooper. Let's go get Dalton Cooper, offensive tackle, add some depth. So they, for the most part, got all of their needs. See what else is available. And see, look at that, you know, defensive tackle is very, very deep in this draft. But who knows if any of these guys in the later rounds are really NFL caliber players at this point. Taj Brooks. Okay, let's go get the running back. Add some competition. Light a fire. I mean, Josh Jacobs is phenomenal. But the other guy who's been, you know, out for a while, let's see if you can add some competition at running back. Maybe these guys will step their game up even further. So pass rush and wide receiver seem like the biggest weaknesses on this team. They can go out and get themselves another tight end, perhaps, add some depth. Might be good to have another tight end or perhaps another offensive tackle. RAS is kind of low. Linebacker. Maybe they go for another corner. Another corner or linebacker. It seems like the Packers, the cornerback room seems kind of thin a little bit. The linebacker, if Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper are hurt, and hopefully it doesn't happen, and they only have McDuffie, Hopper, and Welch. So I think that I think they might draft 2 linebackers in this draft. So let's go and get, you got Nick Martin, you have Karen Reed. I think they're going to boost up their linebacking room, but also, you know, they still get the opportunity to collect players after teams select their 53-man roster. So for the most part, you really want to be selective on those first 3 or 4 rounds. So, and then every now and then you get a gem in those later rounds. So, Packers, let's go with Nick Martin, okay? So, here's the final of this NFL draft. James Pierce Jr., edge rusher from Tennessee. Seems to have decent numbers. Jaden Higgins, very explosive, tall, and catches almost everything. Packers might actually need to draft that guy first, in my opinion. Maybe they go wide receiver first round, but ultimately they need to go and select wide receiver and edge, I think, in the first 2 rounds. Go out there and get a corner. I think Jair Alexander will come back this year. And then add some depth to the offensive tackle, linebacker positions, and running back to create some competition. So that's all I got. That's all I've got. Hit that like and subscribe buttons and leave a comment and tell me what you think. And go Pack Go all day.
Listen up. Subscribe to Go Pack Go all day. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.